Tonight, outbreaks of the deadly Ebola virus in 2 African countries have prompted the World Health Organization to declare a global health emergency. MTS.
A new Ebola outbreak in Central Africa has topped 1,000 suspected infections, with the Democratic Republic of the Congo at the epicenter. This is the Bundibugyo strain.
Yeah, welcome once again. For the last almost 1 month, the world has been on tenterhooks due to the outbreak of Ebola in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. Uganda has not been exceptional. We are here in Bundibugyo district. There has been an outbreak of the Bundibugyo virus strain, and that's the major reason as to why we are in Bundibugyo. We are in the office of the president, and we are so happy to be welcomed very well by Major Jones Mugabire, who is the official representative of the President of the Republic of Uganda here in Bundibugyo. He is the resident district commissioner for the district, and we are here to get the facts right. He is the official representative of the President in this district, and it is the district that borders the Democratic Republic of Congo and Uganda, and it is where the name of this virus is derived, Bundibugyo Ebola. It is very confusing because naming a virus after a district has been traumatizing to the members of to the residents of this district, most especially those ones who are staying away from this district. We are happy to have you, Afande RDC. May you say hi to the viewers and we proceed.
Yes, good morning, viewers and listeners. I'm retired Major Jones Mugabire, as I've been told, RDC Bundibugyo. When we heard the news of Bundibugyo, Ebola Bundibugyo, in Ituri, Bunya in specific, people could not distinguish between Congo and Uganda. I have been carrying 2 batteries, spare batteries, because I've been getting distant calls asking me how Ebola is devastating Bundibugyo. Indeed, the strain that was discovered in Bunya, DRC, is called Ebola Bundibugyo, because it was first detected in Bundibugyo in 2007 in Chicho Health Center. It also took Ugandans some time before they discovered it, but eventually, when it was identified, they combined the efforts of Ministry of Health and community, teamed forces, and overcome it. We have a lot of Ebola survivors within our community, and indeed, when they had the Ebola Bundibugyo, everybody was panicking. But when we were told it is in Ituri, we made adjustments to control, to make sure it doesn't come into Uganda. Fortunately, Uganda, at the entry point, has been having a stationary members of health team, which screens whoever is incoming. They have a temperature gun, and then they sanitize whoever comes before he goes to migration and URA in case you are carrying cargo. So when it was mentioned, immediately we moved the first I'm also the chairman of the district task force on Ebola. We moved to single border posts, informed the community, and we started the measures. By that time, it was to observing SOPs. But later on, we were caught up with events when more cases were registered in Kampala, and with multiple entry in Arua, Koboko, possibly elsewhere, we said now the border should be closed. Again, our experience, we have been on watch out because we have the enemy of Uganda, the terrorists based in DRC. So we are keen, whatever, if we tell us to block the border, it becomes easier for us because we have been watching out for those enemies never to enter Uganda. So when it came, when the decision was taken On 27th, it was the National Task Force that we crossed the border. On the 28th, I moved at Nikusunga with my team. We first prepared the Congolese. We invited them and we addressed them what is the concern of the Republic of Uganda. Of course, assuring them that we are not segregating against you, we are together, but let us contain Ebola where it is. If it needs money, power, and resources of various personnel, they will come. But to avoid scattering or spreading the disease, the government of Uganda decided to close the border. The border is only open to essential personnel, mainly dealing with health, security, cargo, and food. That's what is allowed. And maybe any other case that comes, we shall sit as a district task force and proceed. Since then, Minister of Health gave us a van, a broadcasting van. We moved around wherever there was public trading centers, marketplaces. We have told them. We are also not allowing mass gatherings. That's why the first team was to close the border markets, border weekly markets. Those were closed.
I find the RDC. I wanted to get to that. The Ugandans, most of them get their daily supplies from the Democratic Republic of Congo, and in fact, a lot of Ugandans have homes also in the Democratic Republic of Congo, and the borders were closed. Did you have that in mind?
Yeah, we know. You know, when it is lockdown, if you are in Uganda and your wife is in Congo, for example, it is better you remain here, you survive, and your wife survives. Instead of going there, you all perish.
Yeah.
So the food, we say the food is allowed to go. How would you be? Do you go to harvest in the Congo? Let the wife harvest and send cargo to you.
Okay.
Otherwise, I know there are people who could be tempted to sneak out. When we get you, protect the Ugandans who you left behind. We shall isolate you for 21 days. And you will be catering for yourself in that isolation. It will be expensive on your part. So observe, we have said this border is temporarily closed, watching on your discipline. If you don't become disciplined and we detect something in Uganda, even the lockdown can come. So let us deal with this hardship. It is much better than what comes if we misbehave.
I find that there have been rumors and confirmed reports that there is a likelihood of having schools closed, most especially in the border districts. Do you have any idea about that?
Those are rumors indeed. But we called the head teachers and we have been on the radios. Those schools along the border that have been admitting Congolese students, let the Congolese students remain in Congo for this temporary closure. And if there are Ugandans who have been going to Congo for studies, remain in Uganda. We shall not allow those who commit between Uganda and Congo under the cover of students. And we are monitoring to make sure no head teacher cheats on us. Because you know we value the lives of young ones, the students in schools. So we protect them. And the schools are now on watch out. Everybody in it, the headmaster, the gate man, the non-teaching staff, everybody has a responsibility to monitor students and pupils in the class. And we stated that they should have hand washing facility and the temperature gun at the entrance and every strategic places in the compound, so that they can constantly wash hands. That's the washing hand is the best important. So the first sign is that's why we use for a layman, the first sign is to look for fever, high temperature.
Yeah.
If it is beyond 37.5, then you put someone. He could have come, reached your hands when he came running and had other people was carrying a heavy load. Let him cool down, then test later. If the temperatures don't consist, if they drop, you allow them to proceed. If they consist, you call health team. We have a health severe response team on surveillance. They will come and take samples, isolate him, then the samples will be taken. All samples are taken to Gwera and Kasese, which is a short distance. Within a day, we will get results.
Thank you so much, Afande, for this update. Bundibugyo is assumed to be the epicenter of this virus. Not that there are very many patients or contacts or what, but based on its name. How are you ready if at all an emergency comes up? How ready is the district hospital or any other health center is there a health center that has been gazetted anyway for such an emergency, if at all anything comes up?
Yeah, all health units are on standby, and I thank BIRA, Red Cross. They have already, even yesterday, they were training people in the main hospital. We have already established an isolation center. But I want to tell Ugandans and the people of Bundibugyo, we don't have any case in Bundibugyo. The Ebola Bundibugyo came because at that time, Ebola was being named from where it was first detected. When they tested, this was different from Ebola Sudan. You have heard of Ebola Sudan. You have heard of Ebola Congo. This was different. That's why it took the name Ebola Bundibugyo where it was first detected. Indeed, everybody now fears Bundibugyo, and even Uganda is being punished from travel with travel restrictions because of that name. But there is no Ebola in Uganda, apart from the cases that we imported from Congo when they went to seek treatment in Kampala.
Okay, so I think you have to say that again because you see, I've been having discussions with people who come from Bundibugyo and they are staying in different countries, staying in different districts within Uganda. And when you say, I'm from Bundibugyo, people start getting scared. Yeah. I think you have to give a message to Ugandans and everyone out there. Let them get the facts right.
And I think the World Health Organization should do us a favor and explain. Because most of the international community, they don't distinguish between Uganda and Congo. They simply talk without knowing the specific. The location of this, the current outbreak, the epicenter is in Bunya. In Ituri province, not even in Kivu. We are bordering Kivu. Yeah. So for us in Uganda and in Bundibugyo, we don't have a case of Ebola apart from that name. And when you talk of Sudan outbreak come, when it was here, it left us with a lot of experience.
Yes.
That's why when we broke the border, we are not getting too much disturbances. Yeah. People know what it means. And some of the communities were addressing lost their dear ones in 2007 when it first attacked. So when you tell them they know what to do, they know the danger involved. So please, I appeal to all the communities in Uganda and international that Uganda and the Bundibugyo in particular doesn't have any single case of Ebola, but the name of the strain of Ebola devastating people in Ituri, it is similar to the one that was discovered in Uganda 2007.
Okay, thank you so much. I was checking the Ministry of Health records, and they say we have so far had one death, and actually that one death is also, that person wasn't a Ugandan as well, and we have slightly over 50 people who are infected, and some good number of contacts. Unlike in Congo, where very many people have died, and the World Health Organization have declared this outbreak as a public health emergency of international concern. How are we dealing with countries like Rwanda? Because Rwanda is neighboring Congo, but it also neighbors Uganda. Are these restrictions the ones we have in Uganda also in Rwanda? Because if they do not have the same restrictions, we could be wasting so much time on this, because somebody can enter from Congo through Rwanda and then enter Uganda.
The first person or the country to take restrictive measures was the USA. They stopped issuing visas to Ugandans and all those other nationalities neighboring Congo from traveling to their country. Next was Rwanda, which closed their borders with Congo, the Goma area.
Okay.
But when now for Uganda, it is not Bundibugyo which has crossed the border. All districts that border with Congo, it's a big from Arua, Boko, up to Chisoro. All districts in Uganda that neighbor with Congo have slammed that shutdown of the borders. So we are at peace because Rwanda was actually broke the borders first. Rwanda is not a threat. Chisoro came next. We were infected on 28th of May, but Kigali was ahead of us.
Oh, that's good information.
And you said there are so many, there were only 16 people confirmed cases of Ebola in Uganda. One is dead. Then others are being monitored. They're getting treatment. And to assure you the good news, because of the experience we have had, 2 have already been discharged among those who contacted. It was again, I repeat, a person went from Congo, went to seek medical treatment in Kampala. He died. When he died, the samples were taken for testing. They discovered it is Ebola and communicated to even Bunya. Since then, the health workers who attended 12 of them and their driver are part of I think Ugandans were those are the ones, the driver and the health workers who attended to that patient.
Okay.
The rest are imported cases. Then the contacts have been isolated and they are monitoring them. And I think among the contacts, which were about 650, some are being sent home back after being observed for a long time period, and there were no signs.
Okay, thank you so much, Afande, for that correction. For the record, we have 1 death so far.
Yes.
And we have 16 confirmed cases, among which 1 died.
1 died, 2 have discharged.
And 2 have been discharged.
Yes.
So
others are responding well with treatment.
Others are responding well to treatment, and we have 500 contacts.
Around 500 over. But they are all contained. They were traced and contained. They are in isolation.
So that's unlike in Democratic Republic of Congo, where there are so far 363 confirmed cases and 200 cases, people who have died, but they are not confirmed Ebola deaths. So we are looking at over 500 deaths in the Democratic Republic of Congo, and that's okay. Sorry, it's confirmed cases are 363, and the deaths are 62. Then the unconfirmed deaths are 200 people who have died, and they are still verifying if it was actually Ebola.
The Congolese are really struggling because.
So that's over 262
deaths. The circle of the suspects have not narrowed down. That's the biggest problem.
So that's
the moment the Bunya continues and knows the number of contacts the way we have done in Kampala, then life would be easy. But the Congolese have not. Some of them have not accepted that there is Ebola. They think it is witchcraft. That makes it very complicated for the medical team to assist them, because they are not for whoever is sick or has symptoms, he hides instead of going to seek treatment. And they have the capabilities of treating, because I think World Health Organization and other humanitarian organizations on the ground to assist them. I would appeal to Congolese, don't come and hide in the bushes or try to run to Uganda or any other neighboring country. Go to the epicenter and seek treatment.
So for the record, Afande, please, may you tell us how does a person who is suspected of Ebola look like? Because it is good information for the public, most especially in these times.
Those details are with the medicine personnel, but on record, unfortunately, some of the flyers that would be flashing around are not in short supplies.
Okay.
All this time we are now at prevention, we have not been facilitated. But at least the first item is the high temperature, 37.5 and above.
Yeah.
The second one is here, you have red eyes, yellowing of eyes.
Mm.
Then you have headache. Then the extreme cases, you start discharging blood from every opening, be it the mouth, be it the nose, be it anus, unfortunately. But before those symptoms come, you cannot transmit. So what we tell people to avoid touching.
Yeah.
Especially dead body. The dead body is the highest item that transmits.
Mm.
But other areas, if someone can have Ebola, but before symptoms surface, that one cannot transmit.
Okay.
Mm.
So
You will have diarrhea, you will have that discharge of blood. So the biggest part is fluid from an infected person. If you touch them, his clothes, where he has been sleeping, that's the biggest disaster.
thank you so much, Afande. What are your last words to the people of Bundibugyo, and most especially to the people who are outside the Bundibugyo and have already and are looking at the people of Bundibugyo as Ebola carriers?
Now I tell the people not to panic. The Ebola so far, if we all observe, and the way we had crossed our borders, we are not immediate people with Ituri, we are with North Kivu, but still with transport infrastructure can come overnight. But we have put measures in place to block that. We had illegal entry, crossing points. These ones have been closed. Our health team, they have done the rehearsals, even when it comes now. In Nyauka, and there is the hospital, we have created the isolation center in case we get the suspect. The Nyauka Health Center 4, we have created another one. Our teams have been reviewing and rehearsing how to handle this situation, but we are waiting for personal protecting equipments. They are not enough, they are in short supplies. Hand washing facilities are not also enough. And then for us who have the task of blocking the border, we are constrained with little fuel. It needs constant moving and responding to alerts whenever such a situation, but we don't have. But the Ministry of Health is planning. We have forwarded our request. They will soon be considered.
Okay, thank you so much, Afande.
And I appeal to everybody. It's not a responsibility of the government to protect you. We have done our best. But if you sneak to Congo and you get it, you will not blame the government. And the government is already lucky. If you sneak to Congo and we get you, we shall isolate you. So if you have a family in Congo, tell them whether they will visit, remain with our relatives in Congo. The moment the border is opened, we shall have assessed the magnitude of the disease. Then you can leave and your family can leave. Otherwise, when you try to go, you can all perish.
This is good information. Thank you so much, Afande, for sparing time to speak to us. And this is good information. Actually, this information has been short supply. People don't know these things. So it's been a pleasure that you have volunteered to give out this information, and we do not take that for granted. For the viewers of Amber TV, please endeavor to subscribe to the channel and share this information with others. It's very important that you know and to let others know as well. Can you say hi? Bye.
Thank you, Amber TV. You have added to our voice. We have been on UBC radio, we have been on development radio several times. Now this one has added, and it can even go beyond. Okay. Thank you very much, and come again.
Thank you so much.